friends, so today we are going to see data binding in Android. So data binding is very nice library we have in Android with updated versions of Android Studio. So currently here I am going to show you how you can bind your data with the UI components we have in our layouts. So let's start the coding. So first of all, here you can see I have some Hello World application in my Android Studio available. So inside module app Gradle file, you need to enable data binding first of all. So inside our Android block, you can see here I am going to enable the data binding feature. So for that we need to write build features data binding true. Okay, build features data binding true we need to write and sync now. Let me minimize the emulator as well. So it is syncing by project. Once the sync process completed, we can continue the code. Okay, so here my sync process is completed. Now inside our activity underscore main.xml file, I can have the layout related coding. So you can see once the data binding is enabled, you can get some suggestion over here, like you can wrap the layout with data binding layout. Okay, so you will get some hint over here to convert your data binding layout. So I just click on the data binding layout and you can see the constraint layout of my layout file is wrapped with layout tag, and inside the layout I have data tag and then after constraint layout. Whatever layouts you have, either constraint or say suppose here I want linear layout, so I will uh, convert to linear layout. Also I will set the gravity here center, and let me change the code of text view as well. So I will replace my text view code here. So now my linear layout with text view is ready, and I have also set the gravity center. Next, inside the data, you can see data tag we have with the data binding. So inside the data, you can declare a variable like this. Here you will get the variable syntax and variable name and type you need to provide. So I just set the name message, just like a variable we declare inside our Java file. Similar to that, here you can declare a variable name and the type I have set string. Next, this variable you can bind with your text view. So whatever value we set inside this variable, it will automatically get binded to our text view. So here inside the text view, I am going to bind that variable. So you can write text property. And what is the syntax of data binding? So @ with curly bracket. Curly bracket is the syntax we have with data binding, and inside the curly bracket you can write the name of your variable which you want to bind with this text view. So here I can write message. You can see the message variable which we declare here, that we can bind with our text view. Okay, so all done with our layout coding. Next, how can we set this value in variable from Java file? Okay, so inside our activity file, you can see what is the first step. So you will get some data bind util class, right? And data bind util class will help you to set the variable. Okay, so let's have comment this at content view first of all, and next you will get the class, automatic generated class with your layout name. So what is our layout file name? It is activity underscore main. So respective to activity underscore main, I will have activity main binding class. You can see activity main binding class, and here I'm going to create the object of activity main binding with the help of data bind util dot set content view method. Okay, data bind utils dot set content view method, and inside set content view we can pass activity with the help of this keyword and the layout, which is r dot layout dot activity underscore main. Okay, that is our layout file which id I am going to pass here. Okay, so binding object is ready, and next we can write binding dot set message. So you can see set message is variable we have here in XML layout file. Variable we declared with the name message, and accordingly we will have the set message method in our Java file, and you can set any message whichever you want. Like here I want to set the message hello from data binding. Okay, so this is how we can set the value from our Java file, and this value get set in our variable and it will get bind with our text view. So this is the advantage of data binding. Here you do not need any kind of find view by id type of content, so it makes our coding much easier and smooth, right? So let me run and check the output. Here you can see I just start the process of running in emulator, so it will get run in my emulator. Here you can see the program, my application. So here we have the output, like whatever message we pass from the Java file, it is available in our layout file. Here you can see hello from data binding. So this is very simple example of data binding. Let me show you how we can bind one model or the object with our layout file. So let me have one class here in my application. Here I am going to create one class. Right click and new Java class, and the name of the class, let me have user, and inside the user I am going to create one name, email, and private integer age, private boolean is online something, and I'm going to create constructor here. Alter insert is the shortcut for generating the constructor, and select all the fields I want in constructor. I also going to generate a getter method as well. I needed. So here is my getter method. So here I have created one class, user class, and next inside our layout XML file, just like string variable, I can create a variable name user and the type user. User is our class that we already created. So let me select it from the pop. Okay, so here I have the variable and what value I want to display here. Accordingly, I can create text view, wrap content, and text at the rate curly bracket user dot name. You can see user dot name indirectly calling the get name method. So I do not need to call get name. I can write simply name here. Next, I can create another text view with wrap content, and text at the rate curly bracket user dot email. Similarly, another text view with wrap content, and here I want to display whether the user is online or offline. So if you try to write user dot is online, okay, so is online, what is the method name for the is online? Yes, it is online property here. So it gets complete here with the is online property as well as is online method we have, but here I am not getting online. Yes, it is there, online attribute we have, but if I write user dot online, it will not work because it returns boolean, and text view we cannot have boolean value. So instead of boolean value, you can also create a expression here. with the data binding syntax, and here I can use backtill to concat the string between double quotes. So here I can write online or colon and again backtill with offline. So this is how I set the expression with boolean value. We cannot have boolean or integer value. Suppose here I am going to display the age, then I can write text view with ref content, text, and at the rate curly bracket and user dot age. So user dot age, again it is integer, so I need to write string dot value of method, and inside the value of method I can set user dot age. Okay, so this is done from my layout side coding. Next I need to pass the object from the activity Java file. So here you can see I'm going to create user object, and inside the constructor I need to pass name, so I can pass uh, Mrunali something, and email I can pass mrunali@gmail.com. Age I can pass 20, and is online, if I pass true, right, then it will be is online true. Okay, and next I need to pass this user object to our binding object. So you can see set user method I will have. Inside this set user I can pass my user object here, and done. The coding is done. Right now I can run and test the output. Okay, so you can see the output is there, but the problem is everything is in a single line. So I need to set orientation here in our linear layout. So let me set orientation vertical and run it again. Okay, so you can see the name we have, email ID we have, and online property as well as age 20. Now 20 is something number only we can see, but I want to show it is age, so I can write age dash, and then after, okay, here we cannot write something like that, so I need to write inside this curly bracket backtill age and plus. So you can see age plus, and then after age I can see. So what is next, that I need to create one button and want to create a events of that button. So you can see here I am going to create a button with ref content and ref content property and text data bind text. Okay, so how can we create a event of this button? So you can write something like on click, and again in on click I can write at the rate curly bracket and user dot click handler, something name I have provided here, and the click handler function I can create here in Java file public static or sorry public void click handler like this, and inside this click handler I can write log I tag comma click handler. And what about tags? So that I can create here by log t syntax. So this is how I done click handler method I have created, and that method will get called from buttons click event. So it is showing some error right now. So reason behind the error is while creating the event you need to provide with the help of lambda expression, right? Lambda syntax we need to write here. So you can see round bracket arrow and then after user dot click handler and round bracket. So this is how I can call my method. So let me run and test the output. So I just click on the run. Okay, so here is the output. You can see age 20 and data binding test button we have. So I click on the button and checking the output in logcat, because we have set the log message here on the buttons click event. And what is the tag name? That is user. I can filter out here. So you can see click handler message I can see in the logcat. So this is how you can create the click event of the button with the data binding. So next, let me show custom attribute. Suppose I want to create, right? Suppose I want to display one image also, image view with ref content property, and I want to display image from the URL. So how can we display the image from URL? So that for that we can have we need some extraordinary, or so when you need to write some heavy logic, like which is not possible in one line statement, like in that cases you can create your custom attributes. So like here I want to display a image, and to load the image from URL it is not possible in one line. So in that cases you can see I have image view with width and height I have set, and for the image I will pass the URL. You can see here I'm creating one more property, private string image URL, and here in constructor I will add here, and this dot image URL equal to image URL, and this getter method also I will create here, getter method for image URL. Okay, so I want to set the image for our user. So from Java file in constructor I will pass the image URL. Here I have image from the server testing URL you can find on the internet, and next I want to load this URL, load this image in our image view. For that you can get the help of Glide library, right? You can search on the Google. Glide library can help you to load the image from URL, right? So here let me show you how can we load the image from URL. So here you can see on the GitHub we have the page of Glade, and the library I can found here in the dependency at bottom. So I just copy this dependency and paste here in our Gradle file. Sync now. So next I want to use this library to load the image from URL in our image view. So inside our user class I will create one method which is public static void and load image, something name I have given, and with this method we will have two parameter. First one is image view and second one is the URL which I want to load. Inside the load image we can write the code of Glade, which you can see over here in the documentation as well. Glade with this and load URL and into image view. So this is a single line code. Here I can paste here. Glade I have import by alter enter. This will not work here, so let me use another syntax with view. View means our image view, so I can use that view over here. And load means URL we want to load here, so I can use the URL we have in parameter, and image view again we have view. So this is how we load the image in our image view, and this is simple method, but before this method we need to add some annotation provided by binding class, binding library. So here I am going to use binding adapter, and inside this binding adapter I can write Android colon load image, whatever name you want to provide, so that will become a property we have. So now you can see in our layout file we will have Android colon load image, right? So this property we have from our Java file. You can see Android load image, what name you have specified, and inside this you can pass the URL. by at the rate curly bracket and user dot image URL. Okay, so that image URL will get passed to this method and it will load the image from URL. So let's check the output. Okay, so our application runs successfully, but the image I cannot see here. The reason behind it is I need to set the internet permission over here. You can see in our manifest file uses permission and internet permission. So after internet permission, let me run it again and test the output. Okay, so you can see the output image we have, right, and the original size of the image we have. So if you want, you can change the size here by width and height 100 dp. So for example, I am going to set here and reload the application so we can see the image with smaller size. Okay, so that was from my side, data binding in Android application. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and write the comment if you have any query or question about, we can reply on it. Thank you so much for watching this video.